Oh, fantastic. Okay, so middle of the mat. Now we're down on the mat. We want to make sure nothing to hit ourselves in, okay, guys? Because I'd like to do a little bit of rolling and I don't want you to feel like you're bouncing into something. If you have a band or a strap or a belt or anything, we're going to hold again from the armpits working into here. If you have the circle, same thing. We're going to work into the arms here, all right? So feet on the mat. And ladies, I would say let's put the feet together. Knees are hip distance apart in the middle of your mat so you can have space to roll down. Don't lose the space. Make sure you have some real estate behind you. Okay, reaching up the spine nice and tall. So we should feel those muscles already awake and alive. Feel those muscles awake. Now I want you to bring your band or your circle or your belt, whatever you have, or your hands over around your feet. Tuck your toes into that. And I want you to pull into that and pull the tummy away from the thighs. Tuck the chin in and feel the length of the back from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. Even feel it tucked under, really opening into that. Now, what I want you to do as well is to press your arms into your thighs and press your thighs into your arms. And just feel that length into the pelvis as well, into the SI joints. So this should feel really good for those of us who have these impingements in this SI joints, just getting those muscles and tendons to stretch there. Even those ligaments, just getting them to release. So just pause with that and breathe into it. Breathe the idea of releasing into that. So you feel the length gradually release into that length. Really rounding that tailbone under, trying to get a lot of length into the body. Okay, let's just take one more breath. So say about 3 or 4 breaths slowly into that. Deepen that one, that last breath. Really feeling that stretch. And then we're going to release the toes and then stack the spine. And you can feel now how much longer you can get that spine and open that chest for me. Good stuff. Let's press the feet together. Breathing into the back. I'm going to tuck my chin in, tuck my tailbone under, and I'm going to roll back here. Pause, tucking. So you want to tuck through and then exhale to come towards the ankles and then articulating like a nice wave all the way back up. Breathing into the back, we scoop the tailbone under, scoop the chin in, rounding the spine back towards the mat, using those abdominals, press the feet into the mat, and then we're curling back up, reaching over and lengthening up like a nice wave, and scooping into that, reaching back, zipping into the waist, and reaching, and lifting. Let's go one more here. Long back. Pull those bellies in, shortening into the front and reaching that back. Beautiful. And lengthening. Squeeze those legs together for me now. Take the legs a little closer. Scooping into the belly. I'm going to lengthen into my right foot, right leg, pulling that there. And I'm going to pull up. And I'm going to zip back down. And I'm going to pull up. And squeeze those thighs. And I'm going to pull up, open that chest, broad back. And I'm going to pull up, hold, lower that leg, lift the spine. Breathing in, lift those arms for me. Feel the back muscles and lower that. Let's roll back again. Lengthen the other leg this time. Squeeze those thighs, scoop that belly in. Let's reach for that ankle and zipping back. And reaching and zipping and reaching and zipping and reaching and put that leg down, lifting into the body, lift those arms, breathing in, lift, lower those arms. Take a breath in, lengthen out through the legs for me slightly, and you're going to roll all the way down. All the way down. Take those arms back. Press the feet into the mat. Zipping up. Pull those arms up, head, neck, shoulders. Curling back up. Reaching. If you can't do it with the circle or the band, just hold on to your, lift those arms. Round the spine and curling down. Take those arms overhead. You don't need to have the overhead. You can just keep the arms up and reach for your thighs, okay? If you can't do it without the help, just reach for those thighs reaching around, zipping up all the way. Feel that back, scooping, reaching, lengthening those abs, melt those ribs, lifting, zipping up, pulling, scooping into that, lifting, lengthening up. Last one, reaching, scooping into that. Very nice. Lengthening that away. Beautiful. And take those arms up. Very nice. Let's go ahead and take the legs in. We're going to take the circle or your band. You don't have to do it, and just place it around your thighs. If it's too much faffing about for you, Lindsay, you can leave the band out. Otherwise, just have a little bit of tension around your thighs, but closer to the knees than the hips. Okay, so we're going to have that tension there. We're going to do a couple of bridges so we mobilize the bottom as we just mobilize the top. Zipping up. Feet are quite close to the bum. Okay, ladies? Pressing my feet into the mat. I'm going to draw my belly button in. So I'm feeling the lower back lengthen onto the mat. Gives us a nice little ease up. And then I want to squeeze into my glutes and press my knees away from my throat. Press my pubis towards the ceiling using my arms to help me. Yeah, pressing that in. Inhale. Nice and slow, and exhaling to draw back down bone by bone, opening through each of the vertebrae. So you really feel that length as you release all the way, and allow that pubis to fold or roll out to neutral. Breathing into the sides. Let's draw the belly in, pull the pubis up towards the rib cage. So you're shortening the front here, pressing into those feet, crease of the bum squeezes, press into those circles, or just keep those knees reaching away from the throat. Reach those fingertips towards the ankles for me. Let's walk the ankles in just a little bit tighter so we really can stretch into the front of those thighs and working into that long line from pubis to throat, from knees to pubis, pubis to throat, feeling one long line. Let's not try to arch out that lower back. Try to press up from the hips, okay? So we get a nice hip extension as opposed to arching the back and shortening and crunching into the back. Let's take those arms up and pressing into the legs. And even if you don't have the circle, just press the legs open to the sides as the arms go to the sides. And then bring those arms up and release the legs. The knees go back to point straight ahead. And as you're opening your thighs, you're feeling into the sides of the hips to rotate out. You might be able to go all the way onto the outsides of your feet, but you don't want to drop the pubis, okay? And then pressing that back up. So the idea is to keep the pubis lifted throughout and then press the feet back and the knees back ahead of you. So this is really feeling a lot into those hammies, feeling the back working, opening through the shoulders. Do we have action and intention into those arms, or are we just flapping them around? Feel the energy, okay? Feel the intention of pressing and pulling. Let's go 2 more here for 6, opening into those thighs and reaching those arms back up and opening into those thighs, pressing and squeezing kneecaps facing front. Hold that there for me. Inhale, and then rolling down through the spine, fingertips reaching up, rolling through the spine, all the way to release down. Fantastic. Head, neck, and shoulders lift, reaching for the legs. Let's go ahead and use the hands to pick up those legs for me. We'll shuffle the strap or the band off, and let's put this circle into the middle, into the ankles here, okay? So rock the back nicely. Feel that nice length into the back. Arms reach up. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, squeezing into the legs. I'm taking my legs to 90-90. So now I can take my thighs slightly away so my lower back is still on the mat. Okay, and then we're going to come down. If you need to, bring the knees in. Don't let the lower back come off, okay? Pressing into those ankles. I'm going to lift again, reaching up here, reaching, and then rolling that back down. Very nice. And again, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up, scooping into the belly, and reaching back, and reaching up. This is our last one here before we add on. Feel the energy right up the legs as you reach up there. Feel intention. Even if you don't have a circle, feel the intention. You can always just wrap the band. Okay, so we're going to extend the legs as well if it's available to you. So we extend the legs as well as we come up, flattening through the tummy, feeling the length from the tailbone to the crown of the head, and then lower those legs as we come back in. And reaching up, pressing that up, and zipping that back down. And pressing that up. Let's add a little flex into those feet and point and bringing that back down. And reaching that and flex and point and bring that in. Let's do 2 more here. And reach and flex and point and squeeze those legs back in. And reach and flex and point and bringing that in. Beautiful. Relaxing that. They just rock the legs from side to side. If you have your band around your legs, that's good. Take the circle around the ankles this time. We're going to take your legs to 90-90. Take the arms to the side, like make a big V with your arms. Zipping up the tummy, we're going to go knees side to side. So as your knees go to your right, my head is going to turn over to my left. So my knees are going to my left, my head is going to the right. Yeah, I want to keep my rib cage down and my shoulder, and then I draw that back to center. And then take it to the other side. Again, going in a nice little spiral. I'm going to really try to keep pulling my rib cage down so I get some obliques going on here, and then I draw that to center. And let's go again to the other side, reaching, zipping up, and pushing into that circle, and take it to the other side, reaching it across, and center. Now, if it's available to you, you can also try lengthening and do our TikTok. So this time I go over, again, thinking the hip is lifting, the toes stay the same length, just as the knees would. So you're just getting a little bit more load onto the lower abs. Obviously, you do what's available to you. You don't have to do what I do. It's just a guide of different variations that you can. Beautiful. Let's take it 1 more set. Again, if it's too much, if you tried it, go back, because precision is our 6th principle, and we want to be working with precision so that we're working healthy. We don't have to do a million things. Once we do, say, 3 to 8 repetitions correctly, precisely, that's enough. Okay, beautiful. So feeling that length there, we're going to bring those legs in. Okay, so if you don't have your circle, it's okay. You're going to just put your feet together for me. All right, so we're going to go with your Charlie Chaplin, little turn out into those feet. If you have the circle, put your circle, but turn the legs out slightly, still back on above the ankles. Remember not to be on the bony parts to make yourself have bruises or anything, for people to think I'm bruising you up. Okay, so tummy is in, and what I want to work in here, I want to try to get the legs up. I know maybe you don't have the flexibility, but I want you to feel at pressing into the legs. Feel how the inner thighs wrap and get that length wrapping into those thighs. Now flex at the top, point, and bring those knees back to the shoulders. Right, so I'm pressing in. Now, if you have not got the band, you can just use your feet. You don't have to do this without, right? With the circles. I'm going to do a couple without the circle. You can continue with your circle. So I'm going to reach up, point, wrapping my inner thighs, flex, point, and squeeze my heels back down. It's a similar thing. I'm squeezing my heels, press, flex, point, bring my knees back to my shoulders. Now, if you're not strong enough, hold on to your legs. Just hold on there so your lower back doesn't get any strain. Zipping up. And remember, different exercises are more difficult for some people. Yeah. So I don't have a very long lever in my legs because I have short legs. Some people have very long legs, and that would be a much more difficult exercise because their levers are much longer, right? So obviously, some exercises are going to be super easy for you and more difficult for other people. So everything is relative. So just work with what you have, what's available to you. Just feel those hips working as you do that. Reaching, flexing, pointing. Let's go for 3 more here. Still keeping that turnout so you can feel the hips working. We're going to do some circles after that. Flexing, pointing, and really ease out those pelvis and those hips. Reaching, pointing, flexing, and down. Now stay there for me. I'm just going to do our obliques, upper body before we go into a single leg circle. So hands behind the head. I'm going to lift my head, neck, and shoulders as high as I can off my shoulder blades. And I just don't want to touch them down from here on. Once we come here, I'm going to ask you to lengthen your legs in the center. That's your inhale. You're going to come to the side as you exhale across, inhale to the center, and exhale across. I'm trying to keep off those shoulder blades, okay? And pull to the side and extend. Now, if you find that this is too much for you in your back, keep those knees in and then just come to center and twist to the side. You already have the energy in the legs. You don't have to do the extension. But if you want more load, you load that, right? You reach and you load. Load it and twist it. Load it and twist. Load. Let's do one more set. Really precise set. Keep opening those elbows and twisting the body, not the arms. And reach. Hold. Bring those legs in and hug those knees. Good. Should have felt those obliques. I hope. All right. So I'm going to take out one leg. So if you want to take out the leg furthest from me, take out the one closest to me and leave the leg furthest from me. If you have a band, it's fine. Use your band or a belt, anything, a scarf, anything. You don't have to have all of this, just for support. Or you can just hold the back of your, leg, reaching that up there nicely. So we did quite a bit of back work with the standing work and with the circle. Now, once we've gotten that leg long, let's check the hips, that we're not lifting that, shortening that waist of the top leg, right? We want to keep that long, get into those glutes. Now let's add the challenge of lengthening that bottom leg and deepening the stretch of that hamstring. Now it may not be available to you, maybe down here, feeling that's a big stretch. That's fine. Remember, I'm the teacher, I'm supposed to be able to do it, right? If I couldn't do it, then you shouldn't be in my class. All right, so just again, check. As we've extended this side of the pelvis, remember it's a pair, they're not one bone. You want to make sure that that other side is the same. You know, that's where we get these discrepancies, because you know one leg is going to be stronger. All are going to be stronger on one side than the other, because it's our doing side, right? So allow that to open and release. Okay, now I'm going to take that in my opposite hand, just taking it slightly across the body, getting a stretch into the hip. I will soften my knee here. I'm anchoring my bottom leg just to get that stretch into the side of the leg. Again, you don't have to go far. Go to where it's available to you. I'm keeping my chest and my rib cage down as I try to take that leg across the body. Just feeling that stretch into that hip. Now you could feel, once you do that, you can feel, oh, that's where I was just working. Oh my gosh, yes, right? You can really feel that. And we're going to take that to the top. And then we're going to anchor ourselves with this arm so we can take the leg to the outside and get an inner thigh stretch. Remember also when we wrap those thighs, we're working in inner thighs. So you want to get that length into the groin, into that inner thigh, and really releasing nicely. Allow the rib cage to melt down. You can always put a little cushion underneath your head, feeling that length there nicely. Draw the belly in. Everything is organized. Beautiful. And then taking that back up to center. Now, if you want to release that circle, hands by your side, waist is the same shape. We're going to circle that leg around 4 times with the toe scratching the ceiling with control. So I don't want the whole body moving. I just want the pelvis making a gentle rock, and I want that leg massaging in that joint. Yeah, one more here. Take it all the way to the top. Flex the foot, point. Flex, point, hold it flexed, and go in the opposite direction. Again, with control, our principle of control. Breathing is our first principle. Concentration, focusing on what you're doing. Moving from a strong center, one more circle there. With control, with a nice flowing movement and precisely. That's our 6 principles. Let's lengthen that leg away, stretch it down. Flex the foot, bring it up. Point the toes, stretch it down. Flex the foot, bring it up, flattening into the tummies, point, reach it down, flex the foot, lift, beautiful, hold into that, bend the knee and get a stretch into that thigh, beautiful. It's coming up into the other side, rock the back gently, okay, and let's take the other leg up and the other leg down, pressing into that foot, stretching into that one. So we had our circle or our band. Let's go ahead and get that nice stretch, getting a stretch into those hips. Okay, so hip extensors, hamstrings, glutes, yeah? So we want to make sure that that pelvis moves to neutral so we can deepen that insertion of these muscles here. Then we're going to lengthen that other leg. Hips are even, feel that length. Don't shorten the waist, keep that long so you're getting that work, getting that length into the back of the leg. Anchoring that bottom leg for me, feeling that nice stretch, just breathe into it. And then when you're ready, I'm going to take opposite arm to leg and I'm going to bring it across. Why? Because I just need to anchor myself down here with that leg. Take it to where it's available to you. Can twist it at the ankle as well. I didn't see that on the last side. Just getting a nice release into that hip. And then bringing that back up to center, opening it to the outside, anchoring with the opposite hand, anchoring with that leg as well as we get an inner thigh stretch. Reaching it out. Breathe and release. Good. Good. Let's take that leg back to the top. Our circles. Let's get a nice hip massage. Make sure the waist is same length. Hands supporting. Take it across the body. Think of you trying to scratch the ceiling with that leg. Just a gentle rock of the pelvis. And the rolling is in the hip joint. Zipping that up. Lifting. Zipping it up. Lifting. Let's go one more. Are we active in that bottom leg or is it swaying everywhere? Good, hold. Let's flex and point, flex and point, flex, hold it, flexed, opposite direction. Reach it around, take it easy. Look at it. Am I rubbing the ceiling with that heel? Am I anchored with the other leg? Am I making circles or squares or ovals? Is it a nice flowing movement? Am I breathing? Am I strong in my center? Beautiful. Take that to the top. Point that to. Lengthen it away. Flex the foot. Pull that back up. Point. Reaching. Both legs are active. Flex. Lift. Pull that toe up. Point that toe away. Press that sole of the foot away from you. Flex that foot. Pull it back. Feel those quads. Lengthen. Lengthen through the back of the body too. Flex that foot and bring that in. Beautiful. Bend that knee and float that in. Very nice. I'm going to take that other leg up for me. Just going to tuck your chin in and just give your back some nice little rocks. Just feeling little rocks into your back. And then as you rock, you want to get a little bit rock here until you can just roll in like a ball, rolling like a ball, rolling like a ball. All right, just enjoying those rolls. Showing those rolls. Very nice. Rolling. Let's go one more. And then we'll stay up, staying up here for me and slide your legs away. Let's get one more twist into your body. Just double check my timing. Oh my God, we're late. Okay, there it is, telling me it's time up. Okay, so one more twist into the body to finish off. Just take those arms nice and long, reaching over the body, zipping up, curl back up. Take the arms to the side, squeeze the legs together, twist the body to the side, look over your shoulder, twist it back to center, twist the body to the other side, look over your shoulder, and take it back to center. Take the arms up again, reach over those legs, breathing in and roll all the way down. Point those toes, point those toes, point those toes. Reaching behind, lifting, scooping,
Let's do that one more time. Reaching, get that stretch into the back. Flex the feet if it's available to you. Press those elbows down. Uncurling.
Squeeze those legs, take those arms up. Take them to the sides. Let's go to the right this time. Pressing those arms away, not moving the hips or the legs. Look over that shoulder and press that spine nice and long. Bring that to the center. Bring it to the other side, sipping. Look over that shoulder. Press a little bit further. Reach, reach. Take it to the center. Arms up. Reach over, scooping into the belly. Feel the length of the spine. Breathe. The pressure into the legs as you roll back down. Point the toes as you come down. Pointing those toes. I'm losing my mat. Pointing those toes. Reaching all the way down. Inhale. Lifting up. Scooping. Now just slide your hands next to your thighs. Bring those forearms to the mat if you can. Scoop the belly in there and just bring those elbows down. Get that nice opening. Breathing in and breathing out, releasing that nicely. Very nice. Wanted to do our open leg workout, but we leave it out today because we ran out of time. If you want to do your breathing with me, you can go ahead and do that with me. I'm going to do some for myself. I know I'm taking you a little bit over time, so I do respect if you need to hop off the call now. All right. Otherwise, we can do a couple of minutes. Okay. Fantastic. Just find a space where it's really comfortable. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So what I will do as well, I'm just going to sign off this section of the class. Hope you enjoyed that.